Trucker Television is brought to you by JD Factors, charting a path to growth. Forbes Hewlett, don't follow, join. Diesel Spec, engine tuning experts. Welcome to Trucker Television, the best of the trucking world. This week on Trucker Television, Legend of Trucking, Vernon Erb, talking new line fenders with Load King. Rig of the Week, a rock and roll 2016 Pete at Stage Door Transportation. Diesel tuning in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan at Impact Diesel Performance. But first, amazing custom big rigs at 12 Gauge Customs.
A bunch of us stayed here on Saturday, a long weekend, just to get Travis rolling here. Ryan did a great job. He made this grill from scratch. This is like an aluminum little piece he made, just kind of an accent. Kind of follows the contour of the truck. We got a few accents. He wanted this point here, a few different places. Well, we got the bumper, the lift bumper on it, the air rides, everything's done there. Finished up the interior, full painted gauge package, painted steering wheel, painted floor, painted aluminum floor, bigger shifter. Our fuel tank straps, they're 6-inch wide. Smooth deck plates all the way through. Basically, we just have to put the fifth wheel on it and he can go trucking. Project, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and so is Travis. He's really excited about it. So, you know, all this hard work, it definitely has paid off. On to the next one. Scotland's coming in. They're buying brand new Peterbilts off the line and bringing them to us, and we're putting cabin bunk panels on them, 8-inch stacks, fender guards. We're doing visors, lights in the visors, and a couple little odds and sods. But yeah, they're coming in. They're doing like 40-some trucks. We're doing them for them, and they've got a show truck out front we're going to do for them too. So that'll be really radical as well.
It's a 280 wheelbase, yellow flat top. We got enough parts in now to start hanging parts and you know, wiring everything in. The whole theme of this truck is to actually build a really nice looking show truck that is workable. In the last year or so, we've really had a lot of success in building glider kits, as kind of the industry knows them. This one is actually a father and son. They're both out from Alberta. We had completed the son's truck a few weeks ago, and now we're working on the old man's truck. These guys haul everything from livestock to flatbeds and pretty much anything. They brought a shopping list of what they wanted to see, and then we go ahead and complete what they're envisioning. you know, right down to these fenders that they have, you know, most Rhino line the inside, paint the outside, but because of what they do and the severity of it, they were concerned that the paint would, you know, wouldn't stand up or live for what they do, so they wanted the inner and outer Rhino line.
This is Ryan Hasty's new 389, so it's getting a C15 Cat and then an 18 speed behind it. Custom paint, it's getting pretty much everything you can think of. We're gonna do a bunch of lights on the roof too, and it's getting strobe lights on the back, full fenders, big pipes, stainless wrap tanks, you know, it's getting everything.
Stay tuned. When we come back, Legend of Trucking, Vernon Erb, shows us the Erb Joe Weber truck collection.
Diesel Spec. Tuning for performance and fuel economy.
It's a big difference for the transport with the price of the fuel. They do a great job. I was doing about 5.7 miles per gallon. Now I average between 7.5 and 8 miles per gallon.
Is fuel economy important to you? How can you not call Diesel Spec?
New Line Spray Suppression. Email us a picture of your truck and you can win a set of New Line fenders and be on national TV. New Line at truckertelevision.com. New Line Spray Suppression.
Now hiring company drivers, women and men. Late model, all Peterbilt fleet. Dependable runs, great pay and benefits. Locomote Systems, transportation specialists.
RPM Havelock, the show that has it all. Every type of cool car, all the car clubs. Artistry in iron motorcycles. Who has Canada's coolest big rig? The Trucker Television Show and Shine. Swap meet, farm equipment, boats. Be on Trucker Television at RPM Havelock, the show that has it all.
12 Gauge Customs, award-winning trucks, big rig chrome and accessories. Shop online or call 12 Gauge Customs.
Laidlaw Carriers Tank is seeking liquid tank owner-operators. Competitive fuel surcharge program. Base plates, border crossings, and tolls paid. Our people and equipment set us apart.
Closed captioning by Dean Cartage, serving the industry for over 50 years.
The trucks we have here are all because of Joe Weber, the guy that was our shop foreman for years and looked after all the maintenance for many years. He's responsible for everything we've got here. And unfortunately, he passed away some years ago, but he deserves the credit for what we've got here because he had the interest and the time and the ability to put them together the way he did, and it's very much appreciated. This is the L series. They made them for about 2 or 3 years, I think from 1950 to about 52 or 53. Then they came out with the R model Internationals, and they were very similar with a few modifications, but a very similar truck that they built for quite a few years. I think we have a 67 R model. This particular truck we bought in Ohio, it was originally a fire truck used for, I think, pulling a tank trailer or something in Ohio. So it had very low mileage. Joe Weber, our guy that restored all our trucks, took the fire apparatus off of it and made a tractor out of it. At that time, these tractors were meant to pull maybe a single axle trailer, or some of them had tandem trailers, but we might have a payload of about maybe 24,000 pounds on a tractor trailer, 30,000 at the most at that time, but then later they increased their weights and that, so they hauled a fair bit more. I think this one may have a 450 cubic inch 6-cylinder engine, and I think they were just under 200 horsepower, maybe 175 or 190 horsepower. So way underpowered compared to the trucks we have now. They did a good job in their day, but they really didn't have the power that we're experiencing now. They always had a pretty hard shifting transmission. You had to double clutch and you had to get your engine revs up to the right speed and everything when you're changing gears. They're a bit of a challenge to get onto the shifting, but once you got onto it, they really worked out very well. Later on, they came out with synchromesh transmissions, and they were a lot easier to shift than these older ones. These ran on gasoline, and I think we were getting around 4 to 5 miles to the gallon. International and Ford had some big V8 engines, and I think some of those were down to about 2 to 3 miles per gallon. But the 6 cylinders were usually a little better, a little less power, but I think we'd get around 4 to 5 miles to the gallon. Compared to today, we have some that run anywhere well in the 7s and 8s and maybe even 9 miles per gallon, the very latest ones we've got. So they've improved quite a bit, and of course that's on diesel, where these were gasoline. In the US, you used to see quite a few of these with a sleeper on them, where they ran, across the states and that, so they had a sleeper berth on them, but most of them were conventional day cabs. They weren't the warmest, but we survived. In the summertime, when it got real hot, we used to take these, this panel out so that the air could circulate through the engine and the cab would stay a little cooler. There was no such thing as air conditioning. Well, in my driving days, I started driving in 1956, and I started driving, the first tractor I drove was an International KB8, which was the forerunner of these. And when these models came out, they were a very popular truck. And it was always sort of my favorite truck was usually an International R190 or R200. Every now and again, all these trucks run, and sometimes some of them haven't run for maybe a year or so, but we take them to truck shows and get them around and get them started every now and again.
After the break, talking new line fenders with Load King and Rig of the Week, a rock and roll 2016 Pete at Stage Door Transportation.
Irv Transport. Good people, good living. Now hiring company drivers, owner-operators, and technicians. Employer of choice. Call to find out why. Irv Transport. Another cool move.
Advanced welding techniques, training for success. Come see our new virtual training lab at advancedwelding.ca.
Now hiring company drivers, women and men. Late model, all Peterbilt fleet. Dependable runs, great pay and benefits. Locomote Systems, transportation specialists.
Time to trick out your big rig? Check out ZZ Chrome's huge inventory of high-end chrome and stainless accessories, bumpers, visors, pipes, LED lighting, and more, plus custom fabrication and installation. Find us online at zzchrome.com.
The new Trucker Television, starting Sunday, June 14th. The best of Canadian trucking. Not actors, truckers. The new Trucker Television, Sundays at noon.
Diesel Spec. Tuning for performance and fuel economy.
It's a big difference for the transport with the price of the fuel. They do a great job. I was doing about 5.7 miles per gallon Now you average between 7.5 and 8 miles per gallon.
Is fuel economy important to you? How can you not call Diesel Spec?
When I woke up in
I'm Dennis Hawk, General Manager, Stage Door Transportation, Air Ontario, Canada. 90% of our business is with the entertainment industry. Everything from music tours, corporate events, trade shows.
I can't believe it was my best friend Ted.
Most of our trucks are Aerodyne trucks for fuel efficiency and so on and so forth. We wanted a couple of trucks to kind of be our company mascot trucks. We've got 3 of these in the fleet right now. In total, we're a fleet of 31 power units. It came as a stock 2016 389 Pete. It's got a 455 MX engine in it with a 13-speed manual transmission. 12 gauge has done all the custom stainless work on it. It's actually a stainless package that they have for these models. From the sun visor to the lights behind in front of the breathers, the custom steps, all the cowling underneath the cab and bunk. They added extra bars and lights on the roof, straight pipes.
They said it was time for a new face.
We've had trucks on tours from a 1-truck tour right up until we've had tours that have had 38 trucks on for one musician.
And now they got competition, and I get to work from my home.
It puts our drivers on a different plateau. They drive down the road, they're proud of who they work for, they're proud of what they're hauling. At the end of the day, it is still trucking, but it is a different style. Our guys are behind the scenes. A lot of our average loads are only about 60,000 pounds gross. We do get into, if we're hauling some heavy rigging and lighting and stuff, we will get up into the 80,000 pound mark, but for the most part, our average loads are around 60,000 pounds.
Load King is a manufacturer of trailers both for the flat deck industry and also the grain hauling industry. We cover a wide variety of product along with some custom built product as well.
He keeps his barrel clean and his powder dry. His horse is best companion.
Like every other company, we do offer a few different versions of fenders, but the new line stainless steel fenders, they've been on our product for many years already. Installation, we think it's fairly straightforward, fairly easy for us to install it, very easy to maintain. Stainless steel is also a very attractive product to put onto our unit. We incorporate other stainless steel products on our units, and as a result, it adds for a nice. The trucker not only sees the protection side of it, but also it's a unit they can be proud of because it looks good behind their tractors.
There are certain things that we know happen in the Canadian conditions, and we've built a trailer that's going to be reliable for years to come, for sure.
Fenders play the role of protection of the vehicle itself, plus also the protection of vehicles behind you. When you're traveling down roads that are gravel or dirt roads or things like that, a lot of our product is being used in the farm industry, and as a result, it's how do you say, it's also It keeps the unit a little cleaner and also protects the unit and protects the road traffic that you're up against.
Where we're going to start off is where we use a large amount of the fenders. Today we're talking a lot about the new line fender, and we're going to head over to one of the trailer plants where we build the all aluminum grain trailers. There we use a lot of the new line product. It's a sharp looking trailer, and it's accented very nicely with the fender.
Basically what we're looking at is the lead group of a B-Train trailer. It's the Tridem group that we're talking about here.
The fender joiners offer a good opportunity for us to stabilize the one fender to the next fender, meaning that you can resist a little bit more abuse, I guess. The stairs, of course, on the lead units between the two sets of fenders offer access to the area that is between the two coaches, the lead and the pull. And the fenders, the way we mount them today, offer us a lot of flexibility as to where we mount them and how we mount them, and it's an all-around win-win, I think, for us and also for the customer. I think that's every manufacturer's goal. We're all looking at the same customer and what makes your product more appealing, more attractive, also more user-friendly than your competition, and and that's the challenge of being in industries like this.
When we come back, diesel tuning in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan at Impact Diesel Performance.
Irv Transport. Good people, good living. Now hiring company drivers, owner-operators, and technicians. Employer of choice. Call to find out why. Irv Transport. Another cool move.
12-gauge Customs. Award-winning trucks. Big Rig Chrome and Accessories. Shop online or call. 12-gauge Customs.
New Line Spray Suppression. Email us a picture of your truck and you can win a set of New Line fenders and be on national TV. New Line at truckertelevision.com. New Line Spray Suppression.
Dragon Jeans. What Biker TV rides in. Protect your assets. Dragon Jeans. Ontario Truck Driving School. Your path to success. Training for your future. Thousands of jobs. Ontario Truck Driving School.
Diesel Spec. Tuning for performance and fuel economy.
It's a big difference for the transport with the price of the fuel. They do a great job. I was doing about 5.7 miles per gallon. Now I average between 7.5 and 8 miles per gallon.
Is fuel economy important to you? How can you not call Diesel Spec?
We have 10 tandems that we got done by these gents, and we also have about 4 or 5 pickups that we got done by them. Every time, awesome quality, awesome work. We definitely noticed a lot more power. We noticed a lot better fuel economy, and the sound. Oh, us young guys, we love the sound.
We are hooked into an 871 ISX at the moment. You can see the cable running in through to the ECM here. And this cable comes down into the DSI tuner, which in turn hooks into the internet, and we give them a phone call and away they go with it. This one here has the EGR system on it, and when we're done, we've got a blocker plate in here now, stainless steel, so it doesn't corrode or rust or rot out from the heat. It's sealed in, and on the other side we're doing the emissions delete with the gutting of the canister. So it's an 08, I believe. There's about 500,000 kilometers into it, and when we hooked up into the ECM with the Cummins Insight to see what the codes were before and after. This one was lit right up like a Christmas tree with EGR codes, DPF codes, VGT codes, you name it. It had anything and everything. So the truck's going out on the road here for CP rail contract, I believe, I think is what they were saying, but I can't guarantee that. But it's gone for the next 6 months. They don't want an issue with the filter. And this is the handheld. This is what we'll use on the PACCARs. We've used them on Detroits, the ACMs and stuff like that, where we'll pull the files off, load them into here, turn around, transfer them onto the laptop, and then ship them off in a zip file kind of thing, and then they play with them back and forth. Depending on the truck, older D-Dex or Detroit 60 series will take 15-20 minutes. Some of the newer ones will take several hours. This one here will probably be in around that 45-50 minutes, just for the tune itself. The Pro Tuner will sit on from here onto here, and then the ECM will sit in here, and then we'll hook up with the cables into the back side of it. Pretty straightforward, simple. Once we get into some of the PACCARs and stuff like that, the handheld tuners and stuff like that do get a little more complicated, especially when we're getting into the ACMs, after treatment control modules, the CPCs, the CUCs, and stuff like that. Once you've done a few and you get a little more comfortable and relaxed, and it's usually not too much of a problem. We can talk to the guy that's going to drive the truck after we're done. We've done a few deletes for him now, and they're quite happy with their fleet of trucks right now that we've worked on.
I heavy haul every day with a tri-drive right now, and I've driven the tandem trucks that we've done too, or that we've had Joe do, and they're great. Like, just the fuel savings alone has made Maxi's lots of money, for one. For two, probably just the downtime alone is a massive savings.
This girl here, she's part of a paving crew, so sees a lot of asphalt, a lot of oil, not so much dust, but yeah, definitely a lot of sticky, gooey nastiness. But we do our best to keep them clean because we do have a reputation to uphold. The DEF and DPF systems are junk. Like, they're nothing but a pain in the rear, put it nicely. We've had issues, especially in the wintertime, with the DEF systems. They're very prone to freezing up and whatnot, just not meant for our Canadian winters, so definitely had to get rid of them. And the DPF systems, because we drive around the town a lot, it tends to plug up filters, and yeah, can't be having trucks that aren't reliable, so we bring them here to make them reliable.
Next week on Trucker Television, Rig of the Week, Amin Joseph Transport, Kenworth. Trucking legend, Vernon Erb. Mileage and horsepower at BDI, Calgary, Alberta. Killer Custom Rigs at 12 Gauge Customs and Expo Cam National Truck Show. Trucker Television is brought to you by RPM Havelock, the show that has it all. Trucker Television Advertising, we speak to millions. Truck and Roll on Kerr, truckers helping kids.